Gentleman's Agreement is such a classy title for a film. Just listen to it. Gentleman's Agreement. It exudes a sense of stability, of confidence and honor, which is why I would never have imagined that out of all the Best Picture winners so far, this would end up as being one of the strangest and most awkward to date. My experience watching the film was so weird that I'm having trouble finding a good way to approach it critically. The best thing I can do is to give you the general gist of the story so that you'll have a sense of what I'm talking about. Gentleman's Agreement is a social drama about a journalist played by Gregory Peck, who is given an assignment to write an article about anti-Semitism in America. While searching for a fresh way to approach the subject, it finally dawned on him.
I'll be Jewish.
He decides to pretend to be Jewish for 6 months in order to experience the anti-Semitism firsthand, so he'll have authentic experiences to write about. I don't know what to think about this. I'll give the film some credit. It is a very unique approach to the subject matter, and it's obvious the film's heart is in the right place. It explores some themes that I don't see too many other films touch on, like internal bigotry from inside of the victimized group, or from the people wanting to help. There's a scene where Gregory Peck's Jewish secretary exhibits the same typical anti-Semitic behavior, but because she herself is Jewish, she doesn't even realize it.
If I'm about to do something and I know I shouldn't, I say, oh, don't be such a little kike. That's all.
Gregory Peck, of course, gives her a piece of his mind.
Now listen, Miss Wales, I hate anti-Semitism. And I hate it when it comes from you or anybody who's Jewish just as much as I hate it when it comes from a Gentile.
Gregory Peck does an excellent job in the film, although it was expected. After all, it's Gregory Peck. And seeing him deal with the common prejudices of the day was infuriating. The acting across the board was well done, which helps because the film is very dialogue heavy. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the good stuff. The rest of the film isn't bad per se, it's just awkward. The film means well, but the story feels inherently preachy. I mean, it's about a non-Jew who pretends to be a Jew in order to help Jews. I don't know, but something feels wrong with this premise for me. On one hand, it's noble and kind, but on the other hand, it's pretentious and arrogant. Everything about this film is so on the nose.
They call me a dirty Jew.
The way the characters talk about Jews is so condescending, even those that are ostensibly allies. I'm sure the times were different than they are now, but today I feel like the best way to deal with bigotry is to just ignore it. I mean, if someone hates you for your race or religion, then he's an idiot, so who cares what he thinks, right? Back then, these behaviors were acceptable social norms, and they even had laws to back them up. But today, it's no longer the case, so I think the approach needs to change. Maybe that's why watching the film felt so strange to me. The situations presented in the film just don't seem feasible to me anymore, at least not in the US. But hey, maybe I'm completely wrong, who knows? For now, all I'll say is that Gentleman's Agreement is a good film, but I personally had some issues with it. As for the ranking, Gentleman's Agreement lands at the middle of the pack, just missing out on the top 10. I think the film had good intentions, but the execution was a tad problematic, which hinders it. This is all subjective, of course, so if you connected with what you've heard in the video, then give it a try. Up next is the 21st Best Picture winner, Laurence Olivier's love letter to Shakespeare, simply named Hamlet. Check back tomorrow for the next video of DB Reviews Oscar Madness Marathon and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss a thing. Thank you all very much and let the journey continue.